All right. So some people were removed and we are back online. So as I was saying, guys, if you have any question, just send your questions in the comment section. All right. Then if you want to say anything, instead of just unmuting yourself to distract the speaker or anybody that will be talking, kindly just raise your hand. Okay. So if you don't know how to raise your hand on this call, there is a raise hand icon just like this. It's called raise hand. So once you over on it, you definitely see the name, okay, which is called raise hand. You can just click it. Once you raise your hand, I'm going to hear you just like as I did just now. So I'm going to hear you, and obviously if I need to stop, I would give you the permission to talk. And for those that would want to cheer up using emojis, you have an emoji icon here. You can just click on it and tap on whichever emojis you want, just like I'm doing right now. Okay, so we can begin. All right, guys, you guys are welcome to software testing training class. So today we want to know about software testing. Obviously, there are a lot of people that must have told us about software testing, or probably we've heard it from a friend, or we've heard it, or we learned it from school as a profession. And today we want to understand what software testing is. And I believe by the end of this training, we'll be able to have at least knowledge around software testing, and we will be able to, by ourselves, explain some things without the help of anybody in after today's class. But first of all, we need to know what CavDev Limited is all about. So I present to you CavDev. I'm going to read. Okay, if you can't see my screen, let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Okay, this experience, okay. All right, I'll just maintain the slide view so everybody can see my screen. All right, guys, what is CavDev Limited? Excuse me, need to allow some people in. All right. All right, guys, so what is CavDev Limited? CavDev Limited is an independent quality assurance and software testing company in Nigeria. We aim to render training services to prospects and as such, increase their proficiency in quality testing deliveries. Here at CavDev Limited, we provide you with several weeks of industry recognized accredited training, giving you the skills and confidence to launch your career as a software tester. We have a lot of things you need to learn when you're in this community, when you're in our community. There's a lot to learn. If you are conversant with software testing, you know what they call test cases, you know what bug reporting is, user story. Like I said, in the meantime, we'll be able to understand this. If these languages, if all these things I just mentioned are still new to some of us, after tonight, we'll be able to explain some of them without the help of anybody. So that's basically what CavDev Limited is here to do, to train as many as possible prospective young individuals, giving them giving them a clear path in the tech environment. So many time ago, I used to think tech, as the word may sound, tech is just for the developers alone, but because everyone complains about it, it's very difficult to learn, as you need so many things before you get grounded in tech. But that's not true, guys. I think what kills us more is just the fear. And if we have this fear in our mind, we won't be able to do anything. But trust me, software testing, unlike every other department or every other fields in the tech industry, is actually a wonderful course. And anyone who engages in it can also testify to this. So CavDev is here to give you guys, a lot of people are coming in, okay? All right, please just mute yourself, thank you. So CavDev Limited is helping every young individual, everyone who is willing to learn, helping them, train them, and at the end of the day, you get good jobs. We know the history and we know how everything goes here in Nigeria. Most of us do not even like the kind of job we do, but when you have a job that is evolving, that's evolving with the time, with the trend, you know, it's more, you could be more secure than having a 9-to-5 job. Don't get me wrong, in software testing also, or every other tech skills, you could also have a job that you go like, you actually go like 9 in the morning and you come back by 5. But the thing is, the difference is When you're in the tech field, you'll be experienced, you'll be creative, your mind will be exposed to technology, information, and creative. You'll be able to communicate, you'll be able to relate, you'll be able to collaborate with people in different fields, you'll be able to do some things. And at the end of the day, you're solving problems. And solving problems technically is not easy. Just like you have mathematics, you're to add 2 plus 2 together to give you a certain figure. The same way you come into tech, the same way it is, okay? You're literally coming using your brain to look at what the situation is, right? And you're converting the situation into what? An outcome, a productive outcome, something anybody can work with. So that is what we have to say about CAVDEV here. Then any other information you need, you might drop us a message in the group or go to our website www.cavdev.com. Now let's continue. What is our mission and our vision? Our mission is to impact others on software testing and skill set training, lead them through a growth mindset, and by doing so, increase skilled employees for future employers to promote quality softwares globally. So that is our major selling point. We identify that so many apps today, so many softwares we use today are not top-notch. Some of these softwares, we as individuals, even why not okay, we as individuals, even while we are not yet in the tech field, we can easily spot those loopholes that some applications are having. Something like we were trying to log into an application, we are not able to log in, or we are trying to log into an application and our application is not logging in at the appropriate time. These are one of those issues we might notice. And when you feel like you want to give an application a review, remember there is this review on Play Store where you can actually give an application whether they are performing well based on their performance. So you can actually judge based on how this application has served you. You can now give this application whether a pass mark of 5-star or you go to 2-star. So there must be something you must have observed. And that thing, we'll be looking at it shortly. What is our vision? Our vision is to become the source that produces quality. Quality cannot be overemphasized. Excuse me. So, excuse me, guys. So we want to become the source that produces quality software testers in the world. This vision guides everything we do, how we do them, and why we do them. Okay, so the next slide here is, why is this training free? Obviously, it's to get people aware. A lot of us to date do not know any skill in software called software testing. We don't even have an idea what does a software tester does. And I'm sure some of us here are currently working as a software tester. Yeah, why some haven't even heard it. In fact, this is their first time, or probably they are getting used to it because they've heard from somebody or they've seen online. So today we'll be understanding why. So this training is obviously for the purpose of those that don't have any knowledge at all, to understand what software testing is as a career or as a field in the tech industry. Okay, so let's move on. Now, we are passionate about your growth. We don't want you to continue to do something you don't want to do. It has happened to me before. I was a victim and I snapped out of it. I used to work in an institution, right? A financial institution then, and I couldn't leave because if I leave, I would be broke, So that was my mentality, that if I leave, who will be feeding me? How will I survive? A lot of things running through my mind. I don't want to beg. Everyone has this pride. We don't want to beg people. We don't want to look like a nuisance, right? We don't want to stay at home, and at the end of the day, what we'll do next is just to go out and chill with our friends. We want to work, but if you leave your job, what would you do? So these are one of the things that scare people, and they don't want to leave their job. So this factor really has hindered so many people. And what you are supposed to do in your early youth, like in your youth, you then use it to sacrifice for other businesses in which you don't even find joy in. And let me tell you something, guys. The implication of this is that you end up working for a very long time. You discover you stress yourself, you put in your best, but you're earning little, which is really, really not encouraging. So for anybody that falls under this category, I mean, you need to have a fresh start, okay? You need to just have a fresh start. Like I said, I used to be in that category. I suffered. Like I just don't want to leave my job, okay, because I don't want to suffer and I don't want to just sit at home. But guys, when I decided to take up with this software testing as my career, I can tell you in less than few months, I got the knowledge. And yes, this is where it has brought us, right? It has brought me and you beautiful people. We are conversing now. So it could only last for that period of time, right? You could just suffer for that period of time. But when you kickstart your career, when you plan, you strategize, trust me, you will defeat it. You'll definitely come out of it. So we want to see everybody grow. And how do we ensure we see you grow? You have to join our cohort, because we obviously cannot monitor we cannot monitor you if you are somewhere else. We need to have you in our circle, monitor you, train you, put you to shape, and at the end of the day, see that you become a quality software tester and a professional in the field. All right. Now, like I said about life demography, this is how our life is supposed to be. Let's think together, guys. Now, at the age of 18 in Nigerian law, 18 is served as an adult, right? Based on law. So if you're 18 and above, you're an adult, whether you like it or not. Now, guys, if you realize, let's give and take, right? If you're 18, within the space of 18 to 33, you are a matured adult, right? Within this, let's say from 25 and above, you are a matured adult. Like you can get married, you can stay on your own, you can fend for yourself. Okay, so there are a lot of things like responsibility that comes within this age. So if you are within the age of 18 and 33, is a very good age bracket for you to practice, learn, build yourself. Don't just work for people. Don't just do things because you want to meet up with your company's targets. No, build yourself, learn as many as possible things you can learn. During our last Twitter space, we were opportune to have Sarah Alex Osifo. Sarah is Alex Osifo. Sarah, she's the daughter of the veteran Alex Osifo. So we were having a conversation and a chat, and she mentioned something that was really, really very, very important. She said, you can learn anything you want to learn as a young youth. And that is the truth, guys. Our brain is not a megabyte, neither is it a gigabyte, okay? It can accommodate a lot of things. We just haven't stressed the fact that we have a divine capacity to remember things. So many of us will say, if I learn this one, I learn this one, I learn this one, I won't get it. But guys, you can actually learn it. You just have to, like I said, strategize, create a plan, a learning platform for yourself, and you can't just learn on your own. I've tried it before, and I know you know what I'm talking about. Most of you here have tried self-learning, which has not really gotten you people anywhere. Self-learning do not guarantee, it do not really help. If you want to be honest, you need to have a circle of people. You guys will talk about tech, you guys preach about tech, you guys practice together. You need to have a circle, you need to have people. And sometimes if you want to form this kind of collaboration with some sets of people, it might not give you that energy. Yes, they won't give you the energy, but when you come to a court, right, where you have a group of people that are focused, a group of people that are intentional to learn, you will definitely have your peer. You will meet people like minds like you. So going back to our life demography here, 18 to 33, don't kill yourself, don't rush it. You need to learn as many as possible skill and gain as many as possible experience you can gain. Don't say because your friend got a car, you want to get a car. Or don't say because your friends came into tech last year, he now got a job, you also want to get a job. Life is actually gradual process. Okay, that's a simple definition. You can start anytime, but don't wait for too long. You can start anytime, but don't wait for too long. You can even start from where you are. You can start. It's just the sacrifice. Then if we go from 35 years to 45, you should be investing. You're not going to die today, tomorrow. Don't think that if you're within that age, you will not enjoy. Definitely, you enjoy your life, but invest as much as possible assets, as much as possible resources you have. Invest in people, invest in building, invest in material things, invest in invest in yourself, and invest in a lot of things, so that when you're 46 and above, you can now enjoy yourself. This is what we call the retirement stage. It's not compulsory you get to 60 before you retire. If you really plan your life very well, you would know that you're not even supposed to like suffer so much. It is just the understanding. Some of us in this life, we've seen money before, we've handled money, but we mishandled it. Now, if we had invested that same cash or that same amount of money in a business, maybe by now, who knows, right? We'll become a very good, a big, a trader or something. But then we're not talking about investing in business now. We're talking about investing in a skill that is evolving. It is evolving with the space of time. It is evolving with opportunity. It is evolving everywhere. Anything you do is all about technology, okay? And it's not compulsory you become a developer. That is not compulsory, guys. Don't kill yourself to learn hard code. Crack your head to know print, shift, HTML. No. Even in software testing, you can actually learn the code, but you're learning this code based on the function you're about to execute on. Are we together now? So having this live structure here in mind, we should know where we currently are. Are we in our current investment age group? Are we in our retirement group, or are we in our learning process? So we just have to settle everything together. All right. Then the next slide here, you see. Now, guys, in 1801, we had few millions of people, few million in Nigeria. But as time evolves, remember, time waits for no one. As time evolves, in 1850, this is 1850, it is still within, but it is growing. The population in Nigeria grew, but not so much. In 1900, right, we also had an increase in our population. But guys, guess what? In 2023, which is where we currently are, 2023, we have an uprise of millions of people. This is over 200 million. Now tell me, why won't you get a job? Or why won't you get opportunity? Sometimes when I have to sit down and watch people say there is no job in Nigeria, it's because you are still living in a traditional era. You are still glued to what you know. There's a lot of opportunity online. Have you really checked online? Now, there's a difference between when you're checking and when you're searching for information. A lot of us just check. We don't search. When you search, you will get it. Like I said, you need to have quality people and also people that think like you. There are foreign jobs online, and there are even local jobs within Nigeria that you can also get for this same software testing job. Okay, so the population is over 200 million, and we have pool numbers of people that are traveling now. They call it JAPA. They are traveling abroad, and now some institutions are empty. This is your opportunity to fill in those institutions, but you can't fill in. Why? Because you need to first learn the skill. Guys, you need to first do what? Learn the skill. At a point in life, you realize the money is not the problem. We've all had some amount of money in our bank account before, and today we are left with nothing. You will now ask yourself, what did I even do? It has happened to me before. You will start thinking, what did I spend my money on? You can't even account for anything. But do you know you can actually invest in a skill? Not Ponzi scheme now. In the skill, you collaborate with your peer, and in your circle, you will definitely have friends who are eager to get jobs. You definitely have friends who got a job, or you definitely have friends that also graduated from your institute, from the institute you learned from. So tell me how you won't get an opportunity. Tell me how you won't get an opportunity. Like I said, this is what's it called? A population of over 200 million people, yet growing. It is still growing. It doesn't die there. And guys, guess what? Tech as it is in this generation can never go. Tech will continue and it will even advance more than what we are currently seeing, right? Excuse me. So guys, what is this software testing we've been talking about? With the word, we should be able to understand what software testing is, but can we really just think for ourselves what software testing is? I'm going to make it very simple. I'm not going to go into full details. Software testing simply means applications built by developers. We, as the software testers, we only go there to authenticate it, validate that these applications are what? Are safe. The applications are bug-free. The applications are also aligned with business requirements, and the application can serve customer. They are bug-free. They align with customers' requirements, and they can serve the customer. Do we understand? If we can verify this in an application, you are a quality assurance engineer. You are a software tester. If you can ensure that an application can serve customer without complaint, an application is bug-free. What do I mean by bug? Bug can be errors. Okay, a bug can be an error. A bug can be anything that will not make our system function as appropriate. I can assure you guys, as many as you guys are in this group, you are not here to waste your time, because information is key. Okay, the worst set of people you want to ever hang around is the ignorant people. They don't know that they know, and they don't know that they know, and probably they prove they know. Now, the most dangerous people in life that you can come by are those people that are zealous. If someone is very zealous to learn or to do something, watch him closely, because some people are zealous in error. They learn things in error and they are zealous about it. If they tell them 2 plus 2 is 5, they are very guys, we should be very careful with people that are very zealous in error. So if you can confirm an application can do these 3 things, my brother, my sister, you are a quality assurance person. But how do you confirm if you can do these things that we just put in the group, in the comment section? I just need to be sure you cannot hear me. I've not been hearing any voice since. Fire emoji, please, guys. Okay, I'll suppose. Okay, can you just type something? Maybe 2 or so. Okay, great. All right, that's cool. All right. So that is what software testing is. So if you are going by this definition, we are going to say software testing is a process of authenticating a computer system or program to choose whether it meets the specific needs and produces the anticipated result. To meet the specific needs here is talking about the requirements. What is this application supposed to deliver? This has covered that part. It meets its needs. Then produces the anticipated result. For whom is this application built for? If it's built for probably an end user who wants to purchase online things like an e-commerce, then it has met what is requirement. As an outcome, you detect bugs or defects. Now, this part is also talking about what? Any errors or anything that will make the application not function successfully, right? So as an outcome, you detect bugs or defects in the software, products, or projects. Software testing is essential to provide an excellent product deprived of any issues. Now, no developer survives without a tester. The reason is this, because developers develop the build, but they don't take their time to check. So therefore, a serious-minded person will want to confirm that his or application is working accurately. So whether you build a phone, or whether you build a website, or whether you build SportyBet app, even the car, we have automation. We have what do they call them? Automobile applications. We also, hello guys, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I think your network is freezing.
Okay, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you so much. So yeah, so that is basic thing we need to understand. I hope we are following. Now, these are the skills you need to possess when you want to come into the tech space, because it is not a joke yard. Neither is it where you go and relax. It is a serious business. You come there and you become professional. Okay, someone said I'm breaking sometimes. Okay, okay, just call my attention by raising up your hand. I will hear the sound and I can also adjust when I see your message in the comment section here. Thank you. Okay, so it is a serious business. So you must learn how to communicate. Communication is key. You must also learn what they call logical skills. You need to know how to do things logically. You need to know how to solve problems. You need to be logical about things. The third one is time management. You need to also make use of your time effectively. Do not just wait for a project to meet its deadline or its dead point before you start working on it. You need to jump on tasks as quick as possible, because applications do not delay. When you have a project, you are expected to deliver ASAP. You need to also have passion for your job. You cannot just work perfectly if you don't have passion for your job. So you need to have passion, you must be productive, and you need to also possess what we call exceptional attitude. Now let's take us to a team structure, a development team structure. How does this tech space, how does it look like? How does this tech space look like? Number one, we have a business, a product owner, we have a product manager, we have these chains here. As we can see, this chain where we have the architects. The architect is the security expert. We have the designer, the UI UX. We all know those people are the wonderful guys that build the graphics, the what's it called, the graphics design, okay, of how the application should look like before it is being developed by a developer. Then QA engineers, as you can see here, software testers come on board to test and ensure that this application, okay, is perfect, or no, there is an error, and they quickly what report those errors to be fixed. As a software tester, you do not fix any error, you report the error so that what the developers can fix them. You also have the department called the business analyst. Okay, we also have what we call the Scrum coach, center of excellence. You can say the tech support, the IT support, the customer IT care, all those units. So those are the center of excellence. The DevOps, those who run your codes on pipeline to ensure that they are passing. Okay, to ensure that they are passing and the code of the application is working well. And if there's any breakage, you report it. Now, when you have an application that has been built, what is your first page, or what's the first thing you do as a software tester? Please, I'll be needing to share my entire screen. Hold on, guys, so I can show you guys some examples. Okay, all right, we are back online, guys. So, if an application is built, what is the first thing that crosses your mind? What is the first thing you do as what? As a software engineer or a software tester? Now I'm gonna show you guys I'm gonna introduce you to something called a test case. Now there's a wonderful thing about CAVDev. We don't just train you to become software testers alone. We also train you to become proficient. The word proficient is when you're able to use the particular tool, or when you're able to do the particular thing you claim you can do. Excuse me. We are going to make you proficient. We're going to make you learn how to automate your page. As you can see, this Excel, you're going to learn how to automate some things. You're going to learn how to use test cases. So test cases is just a very simple understanding for everyone to know. Test cases are just a documentation, like you're trying to document your website, your system documentation on a sheet. You don't need to do too much, or you don't need to say too much. When I have an application, for instance, called Amazon, and here I'm documenting Amazon on my sheet. As you can see, the very first thing that begins here is a title. My title has a scenario, and in my scenario, I have verified user is able to launch. Okay, so I am testing that I am able to even launch this application in the first place before I begin to test any of these features or any of these functions in the website. You have a whole lot of them. You have the home page, you have the sign in, you have a whole lot of them. You also have what we call the execution, where you're trying to look for bugs. Now, if this thing was passed, I'm going to click pass, and it's going to be marked here in green. Okay. Now, if this thing was failed, which is verified user is able to launch URL on different environments, such as Google, Safari, Mozilla, meaning you're just trying to check if you are able to launch this same website on different web browsers. If, let's say, for instance, this web browser eventually failed, I'm going to pick here failed, and it's going to be updated here, as you can see. We're having 4 before. Okay, now we're having 3 before. Let me put it in, let me just remove it. Can you see? We're having 3 before, 3 failed tests. Now, if I add this as failed, it's going to update here to 4. So you will learn how to carry out execution. Okay, so this is when you're trying to execute your test. This whole sheet is called a test case sheet. Like I said, test case is when you're documenting that website on a sheet. You're trying to track it on a sheet to spot bugs and to ensure that this website, you actually tested it thoroughly. Great. Now that we understand that, before we actually, one of those functions we can do as a software tester is to create test case, is to also run a test execution. Okay, we have to execute our tests, and we have to spot the bugs, making sure that our tests are passing or is failing. So in this view, we have past tests, and our past tests are 20, and then we can now do what? This is our failed test. Our failed test is 4. How do we report a failed test? We use some simple tools like Jira or Trello board. For the sake of knowledge, I'm going to show you guys how a Trello board looks like. Okay, so this is a Trello board, and these are what you need to learn when these are part of what you'll be learning when you will be obviously coming in as a software tester. You learn how to report bugs. You learn how to create user stories. These are user stories being created. You learn how to assign you learn how to assign to a developer or a team. Okay, so you learn how to create user stories, you learn how to assign, you would also learn how to report bugs. So this part of this bug reporting here, now you can see this is a bug that has been reported. These are the members that are supposed to work on the bugs, and these are what they are supposed to check. Okay, so if you're able to launch your URL, you check this. If you're able to sign in, you check this. If you're able to do this, you check this. But if you're not able to do this, you can as well leave this space for the person who is supposed to fix this to fix. You can also send comments like, please fix immediately. Okay, now this Trello board is used to communicate with your teams of developers. These are one of those ways you can communicate with your people. It's one of those ways you can make tasks easy. Okay, so now we understand now that we can create test cases. We can also execute our tests. We can also do what we call bug reporting, because when we look for errors, we have to report all these errors. You don't hide errors as a software tester. You have to look for all these errors and report them. And we have a tool called Trello. So for those of us that are just hearing this Trello board for the first time, this is Trello board, and these are the teams of developer, those people that are currently working, sorry, those people that are currently in the cohort carrying on this assignment, this task. Wonderful. So now, how do you detect a bug? If you check this website, I just closed it by error, excuse me. If you check this website, you can see that this masterpiece is wonderful. This website is wonderful. But do you know that in every website, There are always bugs in every website. And how would you know? So a good quality assurance person will be able to detect and will be able to look for bugs. Even when they've committed or they've said this thing is free from bugs, you should be able to find bugs because human beings are prone to mistakes, and you may not necessarily commit errors by bugs may not be necessarily committed by the development team, because system can break, anything can happen to system. It can be affected by, it can be a single program that just throw out everything. So therefore you need to double check that this software is perfect. Now, as you can see, the colors are together. This is a graphics. This is white color. This is white. This is a card here. This is another card. This is another card. So everything is perfect. But when I show you this example, right, can you see any bugs here? Some of us have seen this before. Some of us have been able to identify the bugs. Probably in the next class, we'll be using something different. Now, one of the things you would excuse me, let me allow some people in. Now, guys, one of those things you would observe is that these colors are not the same. These words are not fully spelled. Okay, we have, and they are not. This is even this is a spelling error. This is REAI. Okay, it's supposed to be new registration. Okay, so this is an ID. An ID is not supposed to carry this. Okay. Okay. Now this name is having two names. You can even put test 1 and test 2. So this is an error. Okay. Now this this stuff here is throwing out an empty field. Why? You don't have anything imputed here. So why is it throwing it out? Now you also have this here. This is the captcha. The captcha here is not clear enough, as we can see. And this register is not in capital letter. So guys, there are a lot of errors in websites. There are a lot of errors in applications. We just need to take our time and get this website updated. Please take our time and fully do what? Get this website running and report all the bugs there. If we really are patient, we'll notice many bugs on this website. So we have here, if you can notice 4 bugs here, you are poor. This is a poor result. If you notice 5 to 6, you're average. If you notice 6, 7 to 8, you're good. 8 to 10, excellent. Then if you can see more than 10 bugs and above, then you're a quality tester. Yes, you're a quality tester. Okay, now that is that about the bugs. How do you start your career in software testing? Many of us spend so much of our time procrastinating. Like I said, there is never a perfect moment. There is never a perfect time. That same time you are using to think, a lot of guys have also thought and they were not able to meet up. But the truth about thinking is, if you keep thinking, it keeps you on a spot of, you'll be very scared to even do what you intend to do, because obviously you're thinking not to take an action. You're only thinking for your favor. Because if you wanted to take an action, you would have taken the action. So what would you say when you say, why would you take a reckless action? No, I'm not saying you should take a reckless action. I'm only saying you should plan to execute it immediately at the possible time, at the best period. Don't wait till next year. Don't wait till next 4 months. Immediately plan that, okay, now I've gotten this information. Truly, I am not satisfied with my job, but truly, I need to change my job. How do I change? Do I do this or do I do that? You need to what? Ensure that you get the perfect understanding for yourself before you leave your job, first of all. But the main point is you be sure of what? Think to execute. Now, at this stage where you have this green, this is a pie chart, you have thinking about doing something. Now, this thinking stage occupies so much of our interest. Why the time to really realize it is really few. And that's how life is. When you want to take a step, you give yourself a million reasons why you don't want to do this. Okay, I told you. Then in financial institution where I used to work, it happened too. I also thought about, if I leave, how am I going to feed myself? If I leave, who would settle my bills and all? But guys, it kept me working and doing something I don't like. A lot of us are in this situation. We wake up 8 o'clock or probably 5 o'clock to go to work. It's not convenient. And I don't know, is it contentment? You don't call it contentment because you obviously do not like it, but you want to, why not do something new? Now, this is 6 months of a whole year gone. The remaining 6 months, really, what was your resolution before the year started? I'm sure some of us have our New Year resolution. So let's not be this kind of person, or let's not be this guy thinking without clue. He doesn't know what next to do. Okay, so let's be more of the kind of person that executes. Now I'm going to take you guys on a journey. I'm going to explain what you need to know all about software testing. I've been able to, establish some facts for you guys. We've been able to learn tonight that in software testing, we have a development team. We have different development team. We have the UI UX, we have the developers, we have the security guys, we have the business analysts, and we have ourselves, we the software testers, right? So our job mainly or majorly is to do what? Check and ensure that software is free from bugs, software meets business requirements, and it can serve users. If you can check those 3 things, trust me, you are doing a good job. But then, what are these stages of testing in software testing? We have what we call the functional testing. The functional testing is simply the phase where you test the application UI. In development, you have what we call the front end and the back end, right? So in the functional testing, this is where we test the front end of an application. How many types of testing do we do there? We do 2 types of testing. The first one is called the manual testing, and the second is called what? Automation testing. What is the difference? Manual, automation. Manual is when you're testing with the use of what? Your effort, human effort, while automation is when you're using code to test. So that brings me to introducing you guys to automation. Now, guys, as you can see on my screen, excuse me, did I close that page just now? Excuse me. Okay, now, guys, as you can see on my screen, some of us struggle even after learning how to create a beautiful masterpiece in test case. In our test case, after we write our test case is beautiful, we don't know how to run automation. Automation, like I said, is also, you also use codes like JavaScript, as you can see here. JS here signifies JavaScript. That's like an extension called JavaScript, in short, JavaScript. You'll be learning how to use tools like JavaScript to automate your script. You'll be learning how to download, you'll be learning how to use call command, how to use assertions, should, assertion, how to use, expect, your implicit and explicit assertion. Okay, you'll be learning a whole lot of things. You'll be learning also variables, how to convert variables, like when you call your key. Okay, so you'll be learning a whole lot of things. You'll also be learning CI/CD. We mentioned this earlier before. This is your CI/CD. This is your DevOps, how to run your codes on pipeline. So there are a lot of things you can learn. You also learn how to interface with your system with GUI. You can also learn how to interface with your system with CLI. So I'm going to teach you CLI. This, obviously, I can't teach you because it's going to take our time, but I'm going to show you. So there are beautiful and lots of things we can learn in the software testing. Now, we also we can also learn software testing using JavaScript language, also using TypeScript. Okay, we also use Java. So in functional testing, you learn how to test manually, which is obviously this. You're creating a test case, you're learning how to automate your sheet. You also know how to run a manual and an automation testing. So that is basically your working on a functional testing. But what do you do when we talk about the non-functional testing, which is called the API testing? Now we've moved from testing the web UI into the back-end testing now. In the development, they call it the back-end, but in software testing, you'll call it the API testing. We use simple tools. Now in this automation testing, we use automation code such as this is testing using Cypress. So we have different testing tools. We have what we call Cypress, we have Selenium, we have Catalan, we have test projects. There are obviously various types of testing too, but the one invoked now is Cypress. And if you go with Cypress, you can also, if you want to also advance, you can also learn, from different tools. Okay, you can learn Cypress, Catalan, you can also do test project. Yeah, so this is the API testing with Postman, where you use Postman to check your API to ensure that your send and receive is intact. Okay, you're checking that the data that is being collected or that is being sent from the front end is being received at what time. Okay, so this is API testing, guys. You're going to be learning how to run APIs with assertions as well. You're going to be learning how to call APIs. You're going to be learning what they call you're going to be learning variables. You're going to be learning collections. Okay, so this is your API, as you can see here. Excuse me. Okay, so you're going to be learning a whole lot of things here. Okay, so for instance, now I just sent a request. I'm supposed to get a response. Okay, so you'll be learning this for your API testing. All right, so this is 401 unauthorized if my token is not correct. You're gonna learn how to obviously create a token and obviously learn how to use the patch request, learn how to use the get request, learn how to use the post, put, different type of requests here in the API. There are lots of things you're going to learn when we come to APIs. Like I said, you are also going to learn different ways to interface with your system. We have the first way called the GUI. GUI simply means graphical user interface. We also have the second interface interaction, that's the way you interact with your system, called the CLI. CLI means command line interface. So I've been using the GUI all along, meaning I'm using my system, my mouse to click on this object or to click on these folders to show you. Now, what is CLI? Okay, I can also use my system to perform different types of action. So let me just, I'm going to minimize my screen. I'm going to enlarge this. I can show you guys. It's not a magic, it's just for you to understand. Now, presently, I am currently in my home directory. I can come into my, this is my desktop, and I can create a file. So this is just a basic thing here. So I can create a file called July 1st. Once I create, there will be a file here called July 1st, as you can see. I can delete this same file from here using this. Okay, so there is no serious magic here. There's just for you to learn. I can delete this. I've deleted it. So there are a lot of things you're going to learn. You're also going to learn how to set a permission to them. You're going to learn how to use CLI to navigate to your system. Basically, you're going to learn how to interact with your system using commands. And it is wonderful. People in our cohorts currently that are ongoing training, they obviously, some of them do not know this before, but with the training and consistency, they started learning, and now they can actually take up some tasks when it comes to interacting with your system using CLI. Yeah, and that is that about this. So CAF here, we have three basic trainings, phases of training, excuse me, three basic levels of training. The very first level is called the entry level. Yeah, in this entry level, what we do is we take you on a journey from the fundamentals of software testing, what software testing is, software methodologies, how to be a software tester, everything you need to know about software testing in theory. We give you practicals also. Then we take you how to create test plan. So I'm going to show you how a test plan is. Okay. So this is a test plan. I'm going to show you how a test plan is. But I'm going to tell you how to create test plan on your own. You will be very good in writing test plans. This test plan is the document you write as a software tester whenever you have a task. Okay, so you write some document, the purpose of this test plan, you write the project overview, the scope, the objectives, you write everything has to be in your plan, what you are testing, how you are testing, the strategies, the functional testing, usability testing, security testing, everything you're about to do on that application, you'll write it out. That is what we call a test plan. You'll be learning how to create test plans. You'll be learning how to do so many things. Also, in this place, you'll be learning how to use source control, your GitHub, your GitLab. You'll be learning how to push. You'll be learning everything that has to do with Git. You'll learn how to interface with your system using GUI and the CLI. You also learn how to use source control like GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket, different types of source control. You're learning how to use them to push your code. Okay, so like Git here, everyone knows GitHub now. Most of us have accounts in Git. So you will be learning how to push code to Git, learn how to use Git, your remote server, to work with your project, also to collaborate with other people. So why this is for your entry level stage. Automation testing, manual testing, everything has been your entry level. This intermediate is your backend, like the API testing and code. Be learning how to run APIs. In this API testing also, you'll be learning how to run automation using advanced automation using Cypress. You also would learn. We encourage you people also, we encourage them to also learn how to use another testing tools like Selenium. We have Selenium, Catalan, so we can group you people into different batches. Those who want to learn Catalan, those who want to learn this, learn. So when you're good in any of those two, you can then teach yourself. Then that's like an additional, additional knowledge. So you learn basically API testing and automation, advanced automation here. Then this advanced is performance testing. Okay, you'll be learning how to run performance testing on your system, how to check system response, how to check the endurance, how to test endurance, how to do rest testing and all endurance testing and cool. So that is basically for what the advanced level. And here you do your project work. Okay, so as you progress on the training, you'll be given opportunity to work on projects, be working on projects. You put your hands on live projects so you can learn and you can grow. Also, after training, you also be given opportunity to intern. Okay, so you learn on the job on live projects. Great. I believe I'll be able to talk more about that. So the training is designed to be 100 instruction-led live class, 12-week intensive learning, mentorship, peer learning. This is fantastic. Peer learning is the best. So you'll be having people come together to collaborate with you on a specific project. Like I said, self-learning isn't really ideal. If you really want to grow fast, you have to also learn the habit of having somebody that is serious-minded like you to also learn. Just like when you're in school for an exam, you have someone you read with, someone you practice with. So when you forget a particular answer, right, you can easily call on them, they give you, and that's how it is. So if you learn with somebody, you can grow. In the area where you are, when you are proficient, the person might not be. And in the area where the person is proficient, you might not be. So you can share and get, ideas from yourselves. So that's what CalvDev does for you there. Then there is this part here called this learning and this mentorship. It's not all. Once you register on our cohort, for our cohort and training, you're also going to be onboarded on our platforms. Community, you'll be there. You would be in our community where you meet anonymized people who have finished training, or people who are yet to finish. You meet people who are currently on the training. So you meet different sets of people. Okay, there you also get different updates from different people. In fact, I feel the very best way to learn is not compulsorily from when you're in a class or when you're taking any class from any of the tutors, right? I feel the best way to learn is when you want to learn, you have somebody you can sync with, and that is the opportunity you get when you are in CalvDev. So this also can be reviewed as we're introducing you to this community. You have free and easy access to the material and all. So if you want to check more on this, We have it here, carvedev.com. So just go to the syllabus, right? The syllabus, and there's a PDF for you to download. So I clicked on the syllabus just now, and I am here. You can have more information here. And if you do not understand, you can always bring your questions to the group. We have a group. I hope everybody is in the group. Please, if you are not in the group, kindly signify on the chat box so somebody can add you up. So we have different things you can read from. What will you be learning in your functional testing? This is all here. I just gave us a few. Your test, your API testing also, what would you be learning? They are all here. So you can get more knowledge as you progress. Okay. So as we move further, now I am a very great fan of John Maxwell. He said, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Change is inevitable, guys. That is okay. Son is saying I'm not in the group. Please reach out. Can you please reach out to that person? Okay. So change is something that is inevitable. Growth is optional. That's just the truth. If few years from now, some of us many years before now, we obviously were not where we used to be, or we're not where we are presently. Okay, we're probably doing something, our interest changed. Okay, the ideas that we had before has now changed. Probably the job that we currently do has changed. So okay, we're not doing the same job we are doing 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So definitely things will definitely change. Let me take you guys to something I found online, and that's just a tip of what's actually coming. So I hope everybody can still see my screen. This is a robot, right? Customer care deployed in First Bank. This robot is currently in use in First Bank, and this is a customer care service. So I can share this video with you guys, and probably you guys have it already. So as you can hear him, as you can hear it's talking. So guys, we have robots already deployed in banks. What is it telling you? Anybody who has money to get a robot that can answer anybody 24 hours without breaking, tell me, why do they still need customer service? I'm not saying don't be threatened, guys, but that's the truth. Many years from now, a few years from now, a lot of jobs will be threatened. Yeah, some jobs definitely they have to sack some people will be laid off job, because definitely there are so many things evolving and you need to work with the current trend of time. I'm going to show you something else. Now, this one is a robot customer service, and this customer service attends to you without error. Just tell you what you want. You can either talk to it via voice, it listens, or you press a button, it listens. So if you have a dispense error, why do I need to meet a customer service? Eventually, that it will eventually tell me that I should come in the next 7 working days, when I can obviously get a robot that I can talk to, and this robot will definitely answer me without wasting my time, without telling me to hold on, without telling me to, it won't give me attitude. This robot doesn't give you attitude. You just input what you want and you go. That is that. Now, guys, let's also check this one. Okay, so this is one. This is customer service in the bank. This is currently in Nigeria, First Bank to be precise, on the island. So this is another one. I'm just going to fast forward this a bit. So I'm going to play from here.
Yes, let me show you how technology is replacing jobs. There's something unbelievable. There's a small robot cleaning the floor. The robot is cleaning the.
All right. So the video you just watched now, it's a robot cleaning the floor, and it's deployed in the bank as well. It doesn't make mistake. They will set the time it will clean, and it will clean accurately. Probably if it's going the wrong way, somebody will just correct it, to move at a dimension or to move at the sequence they want it to move. But the robot will keep cleaning, and it cleans very well. Guys, technology is never ending. It is evolving, and nobody will just come and present something that is fake to you guys. Everybody is smart. I mean, everybody is wise to know something that is true. But yes, I can understand that the situation of the country probably would make some people not be able to afford some things. But tell me, is it really worth a job that will be taken from somebody who isn't currently in the line, because definitely some jobs will be taken. We all know what happened in 2020. Some people were laid out of work. Why? They were laid out of work because they were not needed. 2020, Corona came, everybody was in shutdown, like the whole country was in shutdown. Some few people were able to work from home, while some were totally useless at home. I was obviously part of them. Customer service, they don't need us. What they need us for? So we don't go to work. So we're just at home for the whole of 8 months, and they still paid us, okay, at that time. So, but imagine those people that they chased from job. Imagine those people that suddenly something just came up, they now chased you away from job. How would you have survived? I have not promised you that when you come into software test, it is easy. It is not easy. It is something you can learn. Trust me. If you have the passion. Remember, we mentioned passion, we mentioned communication, we mentioned critical thinking, we mentioned logical skills and exceptional attitude. If you have the passion to learn this thing, you will definitely learn it. You just have to dedicate your time, put in interest, you will learn it. There are so many jobs out there. When I went to LinkedIn some time ago, let me just check it. I don't know if I'm going to find it. I went to LinkedIn, I just checked on Tesla. There is no job that you don't find software testers. I mean, how can you not have a tester? I feel the most thing everybody knows is development. Developer is rampant, is cool, but a developer cannot take away the job of a tester. If they employ you developer, cool, you can't still fill in the space of a tester. So you still need a tester. I've worked as a tester in a bank before. Even after I left banking as a customer care person, I also worked as a software tester in the bank. I was in the IT unit. This application, one bank, I was a part of the team that built it. So I'm trying to just open this. So if this is going to take our time, obviously, guys, you can check it yourself. So we have different types of job. You will see it there, QA quality assurance tester, or you see it as a QA engineer. So there are different ways you can get it from. So we also have reviews from different people who have passed through us. One of these review here, as you can see on the screen, it says that CavDev offers one of the best software testing training I've seen so far. A few months ago, I only have little theoretical knowledge of what software testing is. I'm just 2 months in and I'm already doing automation with Cypress confidently, thanks to CavDev. This was posted this year, so it's not something, this is just June 6th. So this person already enrolled and he gave us this review. Okay, we have more reviews like this. There's something about training in CavDev. Okay, CavDev Limited, they give you the best training that can project anyone from zero to pro, and I'm a living testimony thanks to my trainer, okay, for his humble time and humble spirit for nurturing me to becoming a good quality assurance tester today. So there are different reviews from people who have who have come into the program, and this is the one that blew my mind. This guy started last year, training with us last year, and he got a job with a foreign company. And this is nice. This is where we have people who have really, advanced from the local job to the advanced job. So this guy is called Francis. Okay, so he trained from us, and now he works with Lucky Bet, Sporty Bet, or Lucky Bet. So this guy, he was supposed to be on call today. So I don't know if he's here. Francis, are you here? I don't know. So if he's here, then that's good. If he's not here, cool. So these people have learned from us, and they have been able to testify what they've learned practically working with companies, on live project. Also, I'll be calling on somebody. She's currently undergoing a training. So this is not, this is just to confirm. I want to speak with Philip Bumi, are you here, Miss Philip? All right. So if you can hear me, I just want you. Are you there, Miss Philip?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, good evening, Miss Philip. So you're currently on a training with us here. I just want you to share your experience with us so far, and how do you feel this training has impacted in you so far you've started? Few minutes, please, Miss Bumi.
Good evening, everyone. I am Olubumi Phillips, and I am a biomedical engineer, and I have a 9 to 5 job. And I am also a mother of 2 wonderful children. And you will all agree with me that with my 9 to 5 and Lagos traffic and everything, I don't have so much time to learn. But because I want to transition into tech, I signed up for this training. And I can tell you that so far, the journey has been very fantastic. The trainers also are very professional, and I can tell you for free that they know what they are doing. You know, we all don't have the same learning pace, but the trainers are very patient enough to make sure everybody are on the same pace. They even encourage peer learning, where we call ourselves up to speed ourselves up. So far, the journey has been very fantastic, and I can confidently say that even as a trainee, I am already doing stuffs. And trust me, with my tight schedule, if I can do it, you have no excuse. I look forward to welcoming you and learning with you all. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you so much, Bumi. That was nice. That was nice. Thank you so much. So, yeah, guys, you've heard from Bumi. She started. When did you start again, Bumi?
Last month, June.
Last month, June. Cool. That's encouraging. You're welcome, Bumi. So, guys, you heard not just me talking alone. And at the moment, we have a website. This is not really fantastic, but don't worry, guys. We are building another website. I just need to show you guys so you see. So in this website, we have some amazing feature. This website is not supposed to go out, but yeah, I could actually, I could just let it go, okay, just for today, just to show you guys. So who here have heard of Udemy or Coursera? If you've heard of it, just use your emoji, please. I just want to see your emojis. Udemy, Coursera. Okay, Bumi. Is it just Bumi? Okay, cool. Udemy, Coursera, everybody. Now, we are also doing something similar. So now this is our website. This is CarveDev's website. Okay, so this is still under production, right? They are still developing it. It is yet to come. So you can choose your language, your specific language you want, whether French. So you can choose your course. You can choose a course will have a video like a Udemy video where you can have, you communicate with people. And the more different thing about this Udemy video is if you don't have time, you want to learn probably at your convenience, anytime, you can always check on CarveDev, use our website like a Udemy video. There will be recorded courses on there where you can learn live. So to sign up, this is your platform to sign up. As you can see, this beautiful masterpiece has been created. It took time to create it just for you guys to be able to enjoy this masterpiece. And when you want to log in as well, this is your login interface. So now the more wonderful feature about this our website, which is yet to be announced, is that you can chat with instructor in real time. So what it means for you is if you are blocked, right? Probably you're taking a course and you are blocked, you can chat with your instructor or any instructor within your location instantly, and they will respond within 24 hours. So you don't have to wait or send a mail. Once you chat any instructor, they would schedule a time with you where both of you can meet, and they would help you out in any area you are blocked. Isn't that wonderful, guys? Very wonderful, yeah? You also have a sandbox or a terminal. It's called a sandbox or a terminal on the website where you can use your terminal. This type of thing will be on the website, okay? So you will be able to use it on your website where you can practice coding or you can practice different things. So guys, this year we are starting with software testing, but the another wonderful news is from next year, there will be more courses added to our website. there'll be cyber security, there'll be development, there'll be UI UX, there'll be a bunch and many, courses. Name it. You want to do AWS, there'll be many courses from next year. But the organization's focus for this year is software testing, making you guys know development is not just it's not just tech in general. Development is just a branch of tech. Why we have software testing, we have DevOps, we have different units in tech. I hope I've been able to explain and make you guys see. I've been able to, try to, explain some things and giving you guys some insight about technology and about software testing. And I've been able to carry you guys on a journey. I believe so. So at this point, do we have any question? Is there any question we might want to ask? We have a cohort coming up in September. We would love for you guys to join. September is going to be massive. September would be wonderful for everyone to join. And it's going to be a training held online and physical. Okay, but the location might be difficult for you to come because the location for the physical class is around Egbeda, right? But you can always join online. Okay, does anybody have any question for me? Do you want to ask me any question? Do you have any, was there any area I explained or I talked about that was unclear? Okay, so guys, if you want to ask question, just raise your hand with the icon here, then we answer you. Please go on, Adaobi.
Okay, hello. Sorry, I didn't start from beginning. Regarding the cohort, is it free or is there how much does it cost? I just want to know. The one starting in September.
Okay, so the cohort in September is not free, and it is very, very affordable for everybody. It's supposedly supposed to be 100K, but it is not 100K. So this is what's going to happen. We are going to open, because you guys joined, because you guys joined today, and you guys are hearing this. We are not doing this training because of because of the cash, like to make sure we get enough people to train them for the cash. No, we want to train enough people to be proficient till mastery. We'll train you till you're able to do it without anybody assisting, without anybody teaching you what to do. You'll be a master when it comes to software testing. So what we are going to do is going for 60K. So we have a benchmark of 30 people. So there will be a discount of 40% between now and 31st of July. Does July have 31st? Okay, within now and the end of July, 60,000 naira to register. Okay, so first 30 people is 60,000 naira. Then once you register, we confirm your payment. Onboarding is the next thing. You'll be onboarded and you will join our community. You don't want me to talk about the community. You definitely meet people who have knowledge, people who are already into software testing and who are willing to help you. In the community, you meet them there. You also have job tips and informations in the community. Has that answered your question, Adobe?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Does any other person have any question?
Yeah, I think there's a question in the comment section.
Okay, thank you. I will be glad to join this episode, but in preparation, what are the basic requirements in terms of tools? This is a wonderful question. So some of you people have messaged us online telling us one of your challenges is laptop. You guys say you don't have laptop, but for the practice, the training time is 3 months. And for these 3 months, this is how you're going to spend your 3 months. The very first month, 2 weeks in your first month, you won't be needing your laptop. So it's going to be theory telling you fundamentals of software testing, how you should function, how you work and everything. Then your 3rd or 4th week, you'll be entering what we call test case creation. You still do not need a laptop. You can use your phone for that because we're using spreadsheets like a Google Sheet to present your test case writing with a Google Sheet. You also be given projects like user story creation, where you'll be writing user stories. You also be given bug reporting. Bug reporting, this Trello board can be, this is downloadable on your phone. So you don't need your system for a whole 1 month. You don't need your system for a 1 month. Then the next month, you'll be learning about GitHub, CLI commands and all. Now that is also covered because we have an application called Thermos that can help you manage Git on your mobile phone. Some of you in the current cohort now has gotten it to use your phone and synchronize with your GitHub account. Then let's say from your third week in your second month down to your third month, you will start automation. So then you'll be needing your system. Okay. So for your first 2 weeks, you may not need system, but for your third week, you're needing your system. Are we together, guys? Have I answered your question, Mr. Samadi? I guess Samadi. What preparation? Okay. So what you need is just your book, your biro, then your system. But if you do not have in the case where you don't have your system, you can make use of your phone before you get a system. So from now to September, so you have from now to September, October, then you can start practicals in November and project also. And did I tell you we also give you guys the opportunity to intern? Yes, we do. So you also have to intern to get live experience on the job. Okay. So if you can get your system before November, then you should be on this train. Are we together, guys? Does any other person have any question? Please also, if you are not in the group, please, you need to be in the group. And for anybody that's paying now, okay, so you would also be moved to the next group. Okay. Sorry, excuse me, guys. I need to share one screen now. Pardon me. Okay, so Son is saying something in the comments section. So if you're paying now, you would be moved from a training group to a separate group where you can begin your onboarding immediately in preparation for your cohort. So what is the minimum spec of system suitable for the course? Well, I would advise anyone to check your system. If your system is 64 bits and the RAM is 8 GB RAM, is okay to do it. Okay to do it. So 64-bit, make sure you upgrade your system and make sure the RAM is enough to carry the tool. Like here we have what we call the VS Code. That VS Code was the one I showed you guys, the automation. So the VS Code is using Cypress. It would make your system slow if your system is not suitable for the program job. So make sure you have a 64-bit system, which is upgraded. You can just upgrade it. You don't need to buy another system. Just upgrade it 64-bit and that's all. Is that all the question we have? So I'm going to stop the recording if there are no more questions. But I have questions